All right, boys, got a gameplay for you today. We're going to be taking a look at the Chiefs' offensive playbook, and we're going to be in dollar on defense. So I'm in Jets playbook defensively. Now, if you guys want to check out these full offensive and defensive ebooks, those are available in our school community. You can get access to our school community for just $10. I'll put a link in the description below if you guys want to check it out. It has all of our Madden 25 and College Football 25 offensive, defensive ebooks, mini schemes, pro tips, everything you need to win on both sides of the ball for both games this year. So if you want to check that out, that it will be linked in the description below. And we are going to be taking a look at some dollar defensively here, kind of doing some things a little differently, but in general, kind of enjoying dollar again. So love this defense. I think this is one of the better defenses every single year. So if it could stop the run, this is a really, really good defense, honestly. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a great pass defense, or a great blitzing defense, because the coverage is so powerful. So anyway, what makes dollar good is it's a symmetrical defense. There's a lot of different ways to blitz out of it. It has all the coverages you could ever want, and it also has the ability to pinch the D line. Pinching the D line will help significantly with your run defense. Out of this, it's really good against stretch runs. Where it can tend to struggle a little bit is like an inside zone, or not inside zone, but like trying to think what the wording would be. Like a power O type of run would be a decent run to try. Messed up my placement, sadly. Can't use or pick the drag that's right in front of me because you can't catch interceptions. You can't animate for interceptions. It just doesn't matter. All right, so hopefully he passes the ball. That'd be ideal. And we can get this thing going. It's really best when they have to pass. And there we go. D'Angelo Hall drops a pick, and he does have pick artists. Awesome. Why put pick artists in the game if it doesn't work? This is a very, very bad game defensively. I will say that. And it's not just because coverage is whatever, right? Coverage is really bad, but you do have switch stick. The biggest issue, honestly, is probably drop picks this year, I will say. Because it's like you have pick artists, but it doesn't really matter. You don't always catch your picks with pick artists, as you just saw. You have lurk artists. Sometimes you don't catch picks with lurk artists. Sometimes you don't animate. You switch stick onto something in your position and you don't animate because there's some kind of deal within the game. And this has been a problem on Next Gen Madden. Since Next Gen Madden has been put into the game, there's an issue where basically, I man that up, that should be stopped. There's an issue that basically, it's almost like it lags occasionally, or it just kind of glitches out. So just not ideal. Not ideal. All right, 4th and 2. I think you go with the defense that got you here. I think you go with hard flats, looking for these in routes. Good read. Gosh. Just a great read by my opponent. Trying to get a feel for what he wants to do. That should be a run. Probably to the right. Nope. Play action. Pinch DB fire 2. Still got it. But my soft squat did not do its soft squat job. But I still think dollar is it might not be the best defense, but it's up there. It's still a really good defense that you want to be in. Oh, he threw that. He decided he didn't want to throw his touchdown. He just wanted to throw right at my guy. All right, 3rd and 5. This is probably a cover 4 quarters call. Let's see if we can get him to pass here. Yep, that's a hard flat. Throw right at it. See, it's a hard flat. Throw right at it. There's just no consequence. That's the biggest issue with this game. Is you can make bad decisions and you don't pay the price. And I don't know what if that'll ever change. That's been an issue with Next Gen Madden. If you look across the board, 22, 23, 24, 25, it's this ability to basically play brain dead ball where you can just throw the ball at stuff and it just doesn't matter. That's the big issue. And that's been the big issue. So I think it could continue to be an issue. I don't see it necessarily changing, but we'll see. We will see. What they continue to do on defense is they just patch every blitz in the game. That's always good. So there's no way to get pressure. There's no way to catch a pick in every zone, and zone doesn't work. So I don't know what does work defensively. Switch stick, I guess, works, but then it glitches when you try to animate to it. So anyway, on to the Chiefs offense. So couple different excuse me, a couple different ways to run Chiefs. We're going to run this off trips nasty and basically base out of this RPO read flat. It's the best RPO in the game. It's the easiest RPO. It's really good. It's hard to stop, and there's not like I don't think there's like a great way to stop it. Usering it is really kind of what it comes down to, which is what makes it, it's just the best RPO in the game. Because you see here, like, even if he's out there, if I break that tackle, which could very easily happen, you're looking at a lot of yards. And it's kind of one of those things where you always come out in the RPO, and then if you don't like if you don't like the look, then you can audible on anything else in the offense. And there are a lot of good formations in Chiefs. Like you have a lot of other stuff around this, but in general, this RPO read flat is the play that you kind of want to come out in every time. And then because if they ever give you a look, you want to go to this. We'll see here. And we get shedded. Awesome. Don't like that. The other thing about this offense that I think is kind of cool is you do have a couple short posts in here, which I think are really, really good. Short posts to me are they're just a really valuable route to have. Short corners and short post routes to me are two of the routes that you want to have. And you have the cool part in this playbook is I think you have two short posts on this side, and then you have this dagger whip play that has that whip route, which is really good. So you can you just have a little bit of a nice little easy systematic scheme here. Let's see if we can run this RPO. This should be free. Yep. And unfortunately, I think we got an illegal block or something. Sometimes that can happen on this play. I don't know why. Kind of just a bug. Just a Madden thing. But typically when you see this P icon over the slot defender, it means that this is a pretty free RPO, and especially if that's a linebacker. So what it also eliminates is they can't really blitz you off that side. There's just a lot of good, valuable things. It just makes offense really, really easy. In a game where offense is already easy, but it limits the likelihood you're going to throw picks. So you see I have this R defender, and then that P is down the slot corner, so I'm just reading him. You see, if they don't put him in like a hard flat or they don't man him up, they do something, it's just a free 10 yards, and it's a layup. It's just layups, and then they take something like that away. And then that's where you can go to something like this, in my opinion, which this is a pretty decent little combo here, something like this. Now you got this little whip route that you can kind of mix into it. Tight end slant, high point in route. That was a little early to throw that, but that's okay because you can't catch picks in this game. So you see here, completely out leverage to the sideline. This should be a free RPO. Actually played it kind of good, but you get this nice rack animation. It's just hard to play. The way the movement is, this just really abuses that. And then, obviously the other cool part about it is the run out of the RPO is not like, it's okay, but it's not like a great run. But the inside zone out of here is pretty good. So you get in a situation like this, you should just be able to go, okay, inside zone, because how do they stop the RPO? What's the best way to stop the RPO? The best way to start the RPO is to get more people out horizontally in like a dollar look, but then you go into a dollar look, and now, this is a free inside zone potential. So it's almost like a ball control style offense. It really is. But it's just kind of a very simple offense to run. It limits mistakes. You have a short post, you have a short corner. You can kind of build around that. With all the hot routes you have in this game, you don't necessarily need, you don't have to have all the good routes in a formation now. So kind of building around the RPO, I think, is why this offense is really effective. So anyway, go ahead and get on the defensive side of the ball, see if we can just kind of keep everything in front of us. I think that's the way defense is supposed to be played this year. It's, it's just trying to hold a three. Try to hold a three. And if they force something, okay, but there's not a whole lot of things you could realistically do defensively other than switch sticking. Go eye close. I don't know if I want to pass commit, but I do want a cloud flat. Take the corners away. And there we go. See, I have one close again. This time we'll go to a basic Tampa 2 approach. Quarter. Little cover 4 on one side, little cover 2, quarter. There we go. Just enough pressure. Just enough pressure. Just enough pressure to make it matter. Actually going to go to that same basic defense. Except this time, formation like this, you go 2 quarters. Uh-oh. 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 Good play. Good play by him. Probably should have gone cover 4 hard flat, honestly. It was not a great idea. I think I go cover 4 here. Goes to the run. See, and this is where, like, if it's a 7-6 ball game and I get ball at a half and then I go up 14, you know what I mean? Like, this is where I think holding to 3 is, like, really, really valuable. Take that down. If he wants to run him, you know, if he wants to run the ball, that's on him. I'm not gonna do anything. I'll probably call a timeout here, see if he wants to pass, if he wants to try to run, you know. But it's the biggest thing here is I get ball at half, so the biggest thing here is just not giving up 7. If I give up 3, it's not a huge deal. But if I give up 7, obviously, then I'm still in a decent spot, but I'm just not in as good of a spot as I would have been. So we're gonna go back to that cover 4. I am gonna go with a cloud over here and a vertical hook. Trying to take that away. There's that post. He makes a mistake, and we get control of the game. Very nice. Probably shouldn't have done those moves. And now we're in a position where, you know, I haven't really had to think offensively. I've just been really just throwing the RPO, you know, mix in a couple of route combos, but nothing really that powerful by any means, right? But now we're already in a situation, you know, where I can just very easily get into field goal range and then get in a position to make this a 2-score game. That's why I always pretty much unanimously here going to start it with the RPO. And he's showing that he's going to take away the RPO, so I'm going to try to keep it with my quarterback. Didn't work out great for me, but now you're starting to see, okay, now he's going to use that RPO. That kind of changes how I want to do it, how I want to attack. This little motion here, this little audible, I think is decent. You get this little motion screen going. It's hard to guard too because you almost block the user. You know, get a couple good blocks, get out in the, you know, you see here, just making offense easy for you in a game that's already offensive. You know, but just the less you have to think, the less you have to like make good reads consistently is obviously ideal. But this is also kind of like almost like a West Coast style of offense here. Do you have the short post here? I think you just call. Let's pull the speed out here to the right side. Kind of looking for that isolated. I have it. That should be a catch out of bounds. So you see how we're able to, because you have to hard flat to stop the RPO, and so if you hard flat, you know, then you're vulnerable as well. Probably just take a little peek here at the RPO, see if we can just get some easy yardage because we still have a timeout. And now that's pretty much to a degree, like we're fairly in field goal range. A little bit of a decision here of like, do you just take the field goal, you know, or do you kind of run your offense? This is where I would like, you know, maybe a play like this. Probably going to go. I honestly want to do something like this. I think we'll do this here. And then you have this running back Texas pattern. Isolated corner route. We're really just looking to attack the seams here. We'll give Kittle a shot. Throw over his head. And I'm not gonna lie, I might miss this kick. I hope I don't, but I might miss this kick. I don't know. I don't have my good kicker. It should be automatic. But I'm not very good at special teams. Hopefully we make it. And we don't make it. Awesome. Well, we mismanaged that situation. Probably should have just ran the ball one more time then. I thought he would. I was kind of surprised that he ran that coverage. I probably should have just not. I don't know. I should have played that a little differently. It should definitely be 10-3, but 14-3 still puts you up 2 possessions and still puts you in pretty clear command of the game. This is a great offense for just getting games into, because it's kind of a ball control offense, and you can just take so much time off the clock with this offensive scheme. Now, one of the things that he was showing me that he was doing is he was kind of running down to that route, right? Running down to the RPO, running down to the route. So this is where you could go to something like this PA post, PA double post, run a combo like this, for example, and you have a lot of options here. And so you see, because he's going to run down like that, that tells you he's not going to have a soft squat. And the only real, consistent way to stop the only consistent way to stop the RPO is to have a hard flat. The only consistent way to stop a speed out is to have a soft squat. You're normally not going to see that combination defensively. Let's see here. See if we can just playmaker this, get open. Very nice. That's kind of a busted play, but it ended up working out for us. I think now we need to get back into running the ball. And I think we're going to go RPO here. We'll just hand that off. Probably actually had the RPO flat, but now we're going to go to that. This motion, kind of attacking the seams here, but basically, well, let's try this. Yeah, that's okay. It's kind of super heavy attacking the seams, but yeah, I kind of had it. But let's see if I can make a good throw. That was actually a pretty good throw. Good catch. That was a great. I didn't think I caught that. All right, so now he's running a little more Tampa 2. Kind of getting a little bit of iffy situation here, but I think you can get this first down easy, which is simple inside zone. Now, if he's going to run cover 2, I do have this motion pump and go play. This should be a pretty good route for cover 2. And you see there's the tight end. You see how you can just put a lot of stress with how good seam streaks are. You pretty much have to be in cover 2, cover 4. And then if you're going to start running these match coverages, that's just the thing about these match coverages is they're really bad at defending the underneath routes. And they can just get bombed. So they're, I always say defense is about, in my opinion, taking away the layups and the 3-point shots. You don't want to give up the one play touchdowns. And you don't want to give up the underneath that's so free that they can just take 10 yard, you don't want to give up that underneath. To me, match coverage, especially in this year's game, gives up both. There's a lot of one play touchdowns. Match just kind of bugs out this year. Match is just, just a buggy coverage in general, and it has been ever since they put it in the game. But then also, it's really not very good at defending the underneath. And so because it's not very good at defending the underneath, then you can just wear it out underneath as well. So to me, it's just one of those coverages that doesn't really need to be called. All right, last time he hit us with some kind of crazy route here, so we're kind of breaking on that. And then see here, there you go. We take away the seam streaks. He just throws it up to us. This is how you win games, man. It really is. You take away the layups and the 3-pointers, and you make them have to throw the ball in the middle of the field. This is historically how defense is always good. Or how you play good defense every year of Madden. You take away the big play, you take away the layups, and you make them have to make those middle of the field throws. Thanks for watching. If you guys want to check out my full ebooks, they are in the description by joining our school community for just $10 down below.